Good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Elvina, where are we now? Where are we now?
Page 37.
Yes, page 37. Paragraph number 2. Beginning, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
It is not true. Sadavo said harshly, Americans are our enemies. But I have been trained not to let a man die if I can help it. That is the emergence of, that is a resurgence of what? Ashirya? Resurgence of whom? There.
Him as a doctor.
Resurgence of a doctor in him. Sneha. Resurgence of a doctor in him. So we have seen different character in him. We have seen different personalities in him. This is the way MCQ will come. Don't expect any MCQ directly. What is the name of the lesson? What is the name of the author? Nothing will come like that. All connotations will come in literature. So it is a training for you. So read the textbook and write. I have seen in some other classes, students do right answer, but the line is different. When they do not have practice in bubbles, writing OMR sheet, when they choose the line may go differently. So answer will be different. Maybe your choice 2 will be correct, but you have written the bubbled in the 3rd line. So choose the line, question number line, very carefully. Clear now? So it is very important. That is why I am here. Not about the mark I am saying. You should be perfect in doing it. That is my importance to this time. You have to do it perfect. Then only in the next one you will be able to perfect your answers. Step by step we are going. Clear now? Okay. So in the life of Sadavo, we see different personalities. When we go across this Sadavo, we have to match with our life also. Our life has also different personalities. You see, in Sadavo, there is a true patriot. True patriot. A true Japanese man whose father was very strict to the Japanese customs. He was a doctor. There is a humanitarian thinking. All these personalities are there. So in this sentence we see, he say, though American is a poor enemy to me the Japanese. Clear now? Any American, whether he is an ordinary citizen or he is a prisoner of war or he is a soldier, whoever may be, American, a white man, is clearly an enemy to Sadavo, the Japanese. Sadavo, the patriot. Clear? Distinction is clear? But here, in this line, this man is not an American, Aditya. This man is not an American. This man is not a prisoner of war. This man is not a soldier, but he is dash. MCQ. He is dash. Tick number 2, tick number 1, tick number. Time is out. Anila. He is dash.
Patient.
He is a patient. Clear now? In front of that man, The lying man was a patient, and at this sentence, in this moment, Sadao was not a Japanese man. He is not a patriot. He is not a humanitarian man, but he was a doctor. And while he was studying MBBS, his masters told him, whenever you get a chance to save a man, it is your duty to save the man. That is the duty of a doctor. Clear, Grishma? Clear? So that is the meaning of that sentence. You have to go to the depth of the sentence, you see. But I have been trained not to leave a man die. I changed that, let him live. Not leave a man to death. If I can help him. If I can help him, I should save the man from the death. Hence, I will save him. Clear now? Okay. The servants cannot understand. She said, why said, whatever you told is correct, but these poor servants, uneducated servants, they don't have that brain. They don't understand. No, he agreed. Neither seemed able to say more, and somehow the household dragged on. The servants grew more watchful. Their courtesy was as careful as ever, but their eyes were cold upon the pair to whom they were hired. You see, underline that sentence. Very good sentence. Our character. I am not talking about you personally. Today's man's character. You see, their courtesy was as careful as ever. Every day when they come, they tell Sadao, good morning, sir. Their courtesy was every time exactly correct. When they go, sir, good evening, sir, we are going. Okay, sir. Good morning, sir. How many times we say good morning to others? Courtesy, as far as the custom is concerned, Avarna, as far as the custom is concerned, our good mornings are under courtesy. Clear now? When you say good morning, where is your heart? Is your heart with the good morning? Clear now? This is a question. This is the question. When we greet others, in what mind you are greeting them? Whether when you say a good morning, a greeting to other, whether your heart is also greeting him. You see the sentence now? Their courtesy was as careful as ever. From the very beginning till today, they have courtesy towards the masters, saying good morning. They do whatever work they say, obedient. But their eyes were cold upon. They did not have love towards their masters. To the pair, husband and wife, to whom they were hired. They did not have a friendly, sincere relationship. Without sincerity, they were greeting them. Clear now? Here, courtesy without sincerity. In the present world, we can see even within us also. Sometimes we say, good morning, Kandolata, isn't it? You see, sir. Good morning. Okay. You see, maybe courtesy we may greet, but within, are we keeping that respect towards others? Think. It is clear what our master ought to do. The old gardener said one morning, "It is clear what our master ought to do, what he had to do, what he has to do, what he should do. It is clear. He had worked with the flowers all his life, the gardener, and had been a specialist too in moss, good gardener. For Sadao's father, he had made one of the finest moss gardens in Japan, sweeping the bright green carpet constantly so that not a leaf on a pine needle marred the velvet of its surface. My old master's son knows very well what he ought to do." Underline that sentence. My old master's son, that is Sadao, knows very well what he ought to do. The gardener says, Mr. Sadao is not a potent, isn't it? Sadao is not a foolish fellow. He is very intelligent. He knows what he ought to do. What he ought to do, he had to hand over the man to police. And why didn't he do it? That's a question. And he now said, pinching a bud from a bush as he spoke while doing the garden work, he said, when the man was so near death, why did he not let him bleed? Underline, underline. This is his question. He is a blind patriot. He was very courteous to the father of Sadao. He was courteous to Dr. Sadao. He was a true servant. For long years, he was working at Sadao's house. He was serving Sadao's father as a good gardener. He kept the garden clean, neat and clean. He says, I know father of Sadao. He was a true Japanese. He was a true patriot. If he were here, on the same moment, he would have killed him. And as a Japanese citizen, being a Japanese citizen, being a Japanese patriot, Sadao knows what he has to do, says the gardener. And the gardener says, then why he is not doing it? Let the man lie there, let him bleed, let him die. Let him die. Why is he taking that much risk to save him? Acting against the country. That young master is so proud of his skill to save life that he saves any life. The cook said contemptuously, oh, Vallathur doctor. What doctor? I know, we know. Our doctor is very efficient. We know our doctor is an expert. From the kitchen he says, what is the purpose of showing the expertise man in front of an enemy? Why should he show his skill to save the enemy? Why can't he show his skill to save a Japanese? Contemptuously, with great dislike, she split a fowl's neck skillfully and held the fluttering bird and let its blood flow into the roots of a wisteria vine. Blood is the best of fertilizers, and the old gardener would not let her waste a drop of it. It indirectly says, let the blood of the American fall on the land of Japan, and Japan will flourish. Clear now? That is a connotation. Let the blood of the bird may fall into the garden and let the plant flourish. Let the plant flourish. That's the meaning. Gardener did not want to spoil a drop of blood of the bird outside. What does it mean? He meant when each and every drop of an American, when each and every drop of a white man falls into the land of soil of Japan, Japan becomes happy. Japan's happiness is in destroying the white man. But here, our Sadao is saving the life. In this, Japan is not happy. Clear now? Okay. It is the children of whom we must think, Yumi said sadly. It is the children of whom we must think what will be their fate if their father is condemned as a traitor. You see? The whole page after doctor's first two paragraphs, then comes those patriot people, patriots, the servants think about Sadao's act. Yumi, another servant. So we have seen the comment of gardener, we have seen the servant in the kitchen. Now Yumi says, I am thinking about the fate of that little children. They will be called as the children of a traitor. You see? Suppose government of Japan, the military colonels, military officers come to know that Sadao is keeping a prisoner of war at home. What will happen? The prisoner will be caught and Sadao will be taken to jail. And he will be shot dead being a traitor. Then what will be the condition of the children? Yumi says, at least thinking about the children, he should act properly. They did not try to hide what they said from the ears of Hannah as she stood arranging the daisy flowers in the veranda nearby. And she knew they spoke on the purpose that she might hear. Underline, she knew that they spoke with a purpose that she might hear. Hannah, by this time, Sadao's wife, was arranging the flower in the other veranda. And she was hearing all these comments. And she understood, I know these people, these servants are talking with a high voice in order to make me hear. So she heard everything. That they were right, she knew too, in most of her being. And she understood whatever they say is true, it is right. But there was another part of her which she herself could not understand. It was not sentimental liking of the prisoner. She had come to think of him as a prisoner. She had not liked him even yesterday when he had said in his impulsive way, anyway, let me tell you that my name is Tom. She had only bowed her little distant bow. She saw hurt in his eyes, but she did not wish to assuage it. Indeed, he was a great trouble in this house. That is the misery, that is the trouble Hannah suffers in her heart. When these servants make the comments about this, she thinks about the prisoner. He is a prisoner. He is a prisoner. And she found that he was hurt. He was hurt. But She did not want to make any comment. She kept a little away from her. That means this paragraph tells that she was in a dilemma. She was in a dilemma. And here it is revealed that the soldier's name is Tom. Tom. As for Sadavo, every day he examined the wound carefully. The last stitches had been pulled out this morning, and the young man would in a fortnight be nearly as well as ever. So for 14 days, treatment was going on. The last stitch was removed. He was healthy. Sadavo went back to his office and carefully typed a letter to the chief of police. Underline. Sadavo went back to his office and typed a letter to the chief of police, reporting the whole matter. He informed everything. On the 21st day of February, underline, an escaped prisoner was washed up on the shore in front of my house. So far, he typed, and then he opened a secret drawer of his desk and put the unfinished report into it. He typed everything, and at last he took it and kept it in the drawer. On the 7th day after that, two things happened. Underline, first line. After 7th day, after typing the letter, two things happened. Number one, in the morning, the servants left together. All the servants left the house. Number one. Their belongings tied in a large square cotton kerchiefs when Hannah got up in the morning, nothing was done. The house not cleaned. House was not cleaned. And the food not prepared. And she knew what it meant. So you see, all the servants left without saying them. No food is prepared, no cleaning was done. She was dismayed and even terrified, but her pride as a mistress would not allow her to show it. Instead, she inclined her head gracefully when they appeared before her in the kitchen. And she paid them off and thanked them for all that they had done for her. They were crying, but she did not cry. You see, in the morning, they packed their all things and they did not do any work. But as a mistress, Hannah did not express anything. She straight away went to the kitchen. And she engaged herself in preparing food and all these things. At that time, servants came to her crying. But she did not notice. She did not give her attention. The cook and the gardener had served Sadavo since he was a little boy in his father's house. And Yumi cried because of the children. She was so grieving that after she had gone, she ran back to Hannah. That means all these servants were serving the house for long years, and they had a great attachment to the house. If the baby misses me too much tonight, send for me. I am going to my own house, and you know where it is. So Yumi came back and told, Madam, I am going, and if the children are making that much trouble at night, you just call me, I will come. I have that much attachment. Thank you, Hannah said, smiling. But she told herself she would not send for Yumi, however the baby cried. So the madam, Hannah, took the decision that at any cost, I am not going to call them. I am not going to call them. She made the breakfast. She made the She made the breakfast, and Sadavo helped with the children. Neither of them spoke of the servants beyond the fact that they were gone. But after Hannah had taken morning food to the prisoner, she came back to Sadavo. So they did not, Sadavo and his wife did all the works at home, but they did not speak. Later, Hannah gave the food, breakfast to the prisoner. Then she came back to Sadavo. Why is it we cannot see clearly what we ought to do? So now wife is asking him, Sadavo, we see all these things, servants have gone, and we know what we are doing to the prisoner. Why can't you do the thing that you ought to do? You ought to hand over the prisoner to the police. That is what you ought to do. That you know and I know. Why are you not doing that? She asked him, even the servants see more clearly than we do. The servants can understand the duty very well than we. Why are we different from other Japanese? Why do we are standing separately? Why can't we behave like Japanese? Sadavo did not answer. But a little later, he went into the room where the prisoner was and said brusquely, rudely. Brusquely means rudely, roughly. Today, you may get up on your feet. I want you to stay up only 5 minutes at a time. So, physiotherapy. From today, you stand up on your foot. Stand for 5 minutes, not more than that. Tomorrow, you may try it twice as long. It would be well that you get back your strength as quickly as possible. So, physiotherapy is given to him. He saw the flicker of terror on the young face that was still very pale. Okay, the boy murmured. Evidently, he was determined to say more. I feel I ought to thank you, doctor, for having saved my life, he said. Don't thank me too early, Sadavo said coldly. Coldly means without any emotion. He saw the flicker of terror again in the boy's eyes. In the boy's means in the soldier's eyes. Terror as unmistakable as an animal's. Underline. He saw the flicker of terror again in the boy's eyes. The scars on his neck were crimson for a moment. Those scars, what are they? Sadavo did not ask. In the afternoon, the second thing happened. So first thing, servants left. There you put number 1. Here you underline number 2. Hannah working hard on unaccustomed labor. She was not accustomed to do these household duties. So she was doing it. So a messenger come to the door in official uniform. Underline number 2. This is the second thing happened. A messenger came in formal uniform. Her hands went weak, shivering. She was afraid. And she could not draw her breath. She was afraid. The servants must have told already. She thought the servants might have told outside and revealed the thing. She ran to Sadavo, gasping, breathing, unable to utter a word. But by then, the messenger had simply followed her through the garden, and there he stood. She pointed at him, helplessly. Sadao looked up from his book. He was in his office. The other partition of which was thrown open to the garden for the southern sunshine. What is it? What is it? He asked the messenger, and then he rose, seeing the man's uniform. You are come to the palace, the man said. The old general is in pain again. So you have to come to the palace of the general because the general is not well. Oh, Anna breathed. Is that all? Anna thought it was an order from the government to arrest Sadao. Now she is relieved. All, the messenger exclaimed. Is it enough? Indeed it is. She replied, I am very sorry. When Sadao came to say goodbye, she was in the kitchen, but doing nothing. The children were asleep, and she sat merely resting for a moment, more exhausted from her fright than from work. So because of the fear, she was exhausted. I thought they had come to arrest you. Really, I thought they had come to arrest you. He gazed down into her anxious eyes. I must get rid of this man for your sake, he said in distress. Somehow, I must get rid of him. So now he says, I know you are very much worried. In order to make you happy, I have to get rid of this man. Sadao goes to see the general out. Of course, the general said weakly, I understand fully, but that is because I once took a degree in Princeton, so few Japanese have. I care nothing for the man, Excellency, Sadao said, but having operated on him with such success. Yes, the general said, it only makes me feel you more indispensable to me. Evidently, you can save anyone. You are so skilled. You say, you think I can stand one more such attack as I have had today? Not more than one, Sadao said. Then certainly I can allow nothing to happen to you, the general said with anxiety. His long, pale Japanese face became expressionless, which meant that he was in deep thought. You cannot be arrested, the general said, closing his eyes. Suppose you were condemned to death and the next day I had to have my operation. So when he reached the general, he told all the story. I have taken that prisoner and I had conducted a surgery on him and he is kept at home, all the history he told. So general told, you cannot be arrested because I want you to save my life. So the general was in great need of Sadao. The rest we will see in the next class. Okay.